Africa is the most creative place on earth. Without a single stamp on my passport, having been to 2 galleries by accident and only going out to listen to live music about twice a year, I am embarrassingly uncultured. I say all this to show you my blind faith. Africa is the most creative place on earth. But African artists are born with no place to lay their heads. Even with all this conviction, I can only speak from what I know. South Africa. In September 2025, Amahle Gebane, a South African social commentary creator, uploaded an interview with award-winning multidisciplinary artist Thato Nzimande, known as the Gmni. You may not know the Gmni, but you definitely know her work. She's best known for her creative directing and stylist work for Our Pretty Girl from Joburg, global pop star Tyla. Shot in New York City, this interview delved deeper into Thato's creative journey, work, and inspiration. However, a part of this conversation left me kind of depressed when they discussed the neglect of the arts in South Africa.
Also, the intention behind that mostly is to kind of speak about something relatively South African or just African, you know what I mean, where it just feels like there's this level of neglect for the arts and everything, and it's like, how do you still integrate yourself in the world, in a country or a place where the arts is not that prioritized or respected, you know what I mean?
In the past 7 years, I've noticed more and more African music, dance, fashion, and culture being uplifted onto the global stage. The admiration from a previously dismissive first world was met with pride, patriotism, and even entitlement. And as a South African, this has been interesting. The 2020 Amapiano international boom was like renewing the batteries of a dimly lit spotlight, now shining on us brighter than ever. This renewed our industry standard. Now Beyoncé was acknowledging our art, Rihanna was singing our songs. Nothing was impossible. But as the spotlight grew, the shadows emerged. I can't deny that witnessing our artists on big screens making waves has solidified my pride and my opinion. Africa is the most creative place on earth. However, the shadow side is watching the personal become impersonal. In trying to stand out, our culture has become currency and a performance for the elite. We try to appeal to international audiences like Nkgono finally dusting her finest china for Ntate Mruti's visit. You can't help but ask yourself, why the finest is always reserved for strangers instead of you. When discussing the neglect of the arts, both by audiences and the government alike, Thato and Amahle spoke in a defeated manner.
This question, because I'm very pessimistic about South African arts at the moment.
You don't think the infrastructure is there in South Africa?
I feel like not really. Are there opportunities? They can be. Are they used the right way? No. And I feel like it's not an open floor plan, you know what I mean? When we're in New York, it's an open floor plan, you know where the kitchen is.
But you don't have to.
Do you know what I mean? You don't, like, it's so hard.
Squeeze it in.
You know, and people are like, oh, relokeleng kai. There's no way to be let in.
Thato describes the creative industry as having no open floor plan. This analogy illustrates the general confusion that many of us experience. We are born with immense potential and have no idea what to do with it. Those of us who do figure it out are then faced with closed doors and faint whispers of opportunity. After maneuvering and squeezing your way through the cracks, you still have to then abandon your originality to appeal to the masses. The rules are endless. How to brand, how to dress, what to post, where to post it, and at what time. How to sing, how to write, what to write about, what to make, how to make it, what to buy, what to subscribe to, how to talk and who to talk to in order to be able to live out a dream. A dream that's trampled by this exhausting dance of virality and relevancy. Your creativity is strained and you're unable to play. And what is creativity if not divine play? Among all this, we live in a violent and unsafe country. Even trying to meet up with your creative peers in a public park, a place that should be accessible and safe, is difficult.
I don't know, how do you tackle this without blaming it on everything? You know what I mean? Like, firstly, no chillako parking. It's already like an issue. How do you chill with your peers? How do you be in touch with your peers besides the internet right now? Because it's not safe, obviously. So it's like, now it's like a safety issue, okay?
Financial instability only makes things worse. The creative industry contributes nearly 3% to the GDP and creates 6% of jobs, yet remains insufficiently financially supported. In this creative gig economy, artists continue being exploited, underpaid, and unprotected. Creative opportunities are also unevenly geographically distributed. In 2022, Gauteng contributed 46.5% to the creative economy. KZN contributed 17.1%, and Western Cape 14.1%.
For example, there's Broadway. Yeah, if you want to be in a musical,
You know where to go.
Go to Broadway. If
Literally know where to go.
musical star, go to LA.
You literally know where to go.
Like what's it?
You know what I mean? And then for us, it's like,
It's just Joburg and
yeah, like it's like, okay, what next? What do we do? What can we do?
This concentration of creative opportunities leaves artists in the rest of the country out of earshot, unlucky, and abandoned. Unless an artist risks everything to move to either one of the big cities in these provinces, they are unlikely to get access to opportunities, environments, and the necessary infrastructure to grow. In this landscape, being an artist is a risk, but being an alternative artist feels impossible.
If you don't follow something traditional or you don't conform to something traditional, I think it's just that there's nowhere to go, you know, and especially if you're other, there's nowhere to go, for real.
I'm talking about the artists who create outside of mainstream tastes and trends, those who take creative risks, those who experiment, who follow their intuition and see where it takes them despite what might be popular. We are left behind. Despite our overflowing creativity, there is still a gaping hole where a home to nurture this creativity should be. We lack infrastructure, ecosystems, and true community. It's wishful thinking to expect our circumstances to change in an instant, a year, or even a lifetime. But there's still a glimmer of hope. That hope is inside of you and I, and the many people who take the time to create boundary-pushing art, create publications, educate people, and do their best to represent the diversity of South African creativity. To liberate ourselves, we need to understand this. There is no one coming to save us. There is just us. So what do? Move abroad, post our art hoping to be the chosen one, the next superstar? Even if we do, until our collective floor plan is restructured and widened, we will always be at the mercy of this lottery machine of big wins for very few. Thato and Amahle highlight something important. Under a system that inspires no hope, disconnection is the last thing we need.
Above and beyond that, how have you formed community within artistry? Because I can imagine, like, in a country where the infrastructure, the artist infrastructure is not built to revere and protect you, you'd need a community of artists to be there for you. How important is like forming and pushing chomi in surviving and thriving as an artist to you?
No, that's so important. I think without community and without your friends and without, joining forces in a system like that, nothing's gonna work. The last thing in general that we need right now as Africa, as a continent, is disconnect.
We sent out a questionnaire to understand from artists what community meant to them. From the responses we received, there were certain sentiments that stood out: intentionality, inclusivity, like-mindedness, shared accountability, support, and my favorite, a pattern of collaboration. There is value in creative friendships, like-mindedness, and combining resources to achieve something that's bigger than what you can alone.
Surround yourself with people that have the same drive as yourself. Like, surround yourself with people that think like you, that are not trying to bring you down and whatnot. Like, if they believe in the artist and the artist believes in the producer and they're trying to reach a bigger goal, like they dream big together, I feel like they could do it.
Scarcity has made us mistrust each other and scramble over crumbs, but sometimes we need to remember how to be good neighbors for the neighborhood's sake. Small and intentional acts matter. Borrowing a camera from a friend, starting a creative stokvel with 5 people to fund your projects, or just talking. These are all practices of community and are necessary for artists like you and I. In recent years, community has become a buzzword, something that has eroded so severely that it now requires intellectualism and think pieces to understand and reintroduce into our generation and culture. I believe that the most important ingredient to community is active participation. Internet culture has turned a lot of us into frustrated spectators of one another, each of us performing for no audience. Everyone wants to be a DJ and no one wants to dance. But community requires the stripping of individual egos for a common goal. Once you find people who want to see what you want to see, who believe in what you believe in, you will find that creating that together is so much more fulfilling than doing it alone. We believe in South African alternative creativity and artists, and we believe that brick by brick we can build a home where our creativity has a place to lay its head. If you enjoy these types of videos, please let us know by leaving a like and a comment. Share this to a friend who is interested. Also, we open our shop and that is live. You can check out handmade items and crafts. And we hope to see you soon. Keep creating.